Welcome back to the Farm2Table Show. Today we're talking about disaster preparedness, lessons from Hurricane Helene. Good morning to everyone, especially my morning crew. Hope your day is off to a great start. I already got folks in on the chat, my morning crew. Good morning, Troy Sutton. Good morning, Rebecca. Touch me on. Good morning, Robbie, the wild huckleberry. Glad to see you all in with us this morning. Hope you're all staying dry and safe. We had quite a bit of rain and winds and whatnot, thunder and lightning and everything in the area yesterday. Looking like more of the same for the next 2 days. I just got a flash flood watch for the next all the way up through tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see what happens. But yes, it is live Ryan today. But let's head on over to the Redneck Weather Report and see what's going on with our good friend Jack with Dyer Family Farm.
Good morning, Rednecks. It is 56 degrees this morning, April the 3rd, 2025. We got 11 mile an hour south-southwest wind, making it feel like it's 46 degrees. As you can see, it's lightning storming behind me. We're going to get to 58 today. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow.
All right. Well, more of the same down there. Good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you in this morning. And yeah, the whole gang's jumping in here, getting going. Well, good deal, good deal. Yes, it is definitely spring, April showers, and all the things that come with spring. And there was tornadoes have touched down. I seen a video yesterday of one up in kind of the northeastern section of Arkansas, and friends posted another friend's video. But anyway, pretty big sized tornado moving across. It was on the ground, so I mean it is out. It's that time of year, and some of that as well as an interview with Nick Freitas and oh, wow. I lost the name. I've been doing that twice now. I've done that. But anyway, it was an interview, and it'll come to me in a little bit. But anyway, this interview was about Hurricane Helene and disaster preparedness and that sort of thing. And so that's what got me going on this. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Anyway, let's move on and get into our homestead hack. Today's homestead hack is hang on. Jack Dyer messaged me. Uh, guys, I just got a message from Jack. Yes, live. Y'all get to see this. Y'all get to see me right now. Anyway, so maybe Jack will be joining us here in a minute. Just some really hard rain here, as far as I know. All right, well, good, Robbie. Glad to see that. Found it. Up there it is. Yep. Good morning, Dyer Finhorn. Good morning, Jack. We already played your redneck weather report and seen that you've got some pretty similar weather to what we got this morning over here on our side of the state. But anyway, but you are in time for the homestead hack. So I wish you had no coffee yet. Yeah. Uh, well, I have not, but I'll get to that soon. Right now, I've just got something wet to drink, so I don't get the old scratchy throat like I've been getting. But anyway, good morning, everybody. We're going to get on into homestead hacks. Um, Now, like a lot of these hacks, I find them, I read them and stuff. But if y'all got experience with them, if you've tried this, much like Robbie with the wild huckleberry had yesterday with the deep bed litter option, let me know whether you've ever used it, or let me know what you think about it. Anyway, predator proofing hack: nighttime perimeter defense. Now we've all got those who have animals or have had livestock and stuff. The predators and stuff are always a uh, thing. Well, you drive safe on that. Now, one, I want to hope the doctor's appointment goes well, but then two, y'all drive safe in that Jack. I don't want you. I mean, it's. I know how it gets out there in the central western half of the state, and it can get pretty rough pretty quick. Anyway, so nighttime perimeter defense. Now here's the hack: use solar powered, motion activated lights or radio noise to deter nighttime predators. And this is kind of how it works. You can install solar predator lights, so they charge during the day, so they'll work at night. around the coop. These mimic the glowing eyes of larger animals, which should scare away raccoons, foxes, and coyotes. Sounds interesting. They see eye, they think there's something there. Uh, and for extra protection, leave a small radio playing talk shows near the coop at night. Predators will think humans are nearby. Now, that's very interesting. My dad used to work poultry farms way back many moons ago, and they, yeah, they would play music inside the chicken houses to calm the chickens. Got them used to voices. Interesting. So might work both ways: calm the chickens and scare away predators. So here it is. Here's why it's great: low cost, low maintenance solution. Keeps predators wary without traps or chemicals, and works alongside strong fencing for just a little bit of extra security. So there is this morning's homestead hack. So we're going to get right on into the topic. We're going to get moving here as soon as I get my notes. And anyway, we'll see. This is where it comes out. All right. So as I was saying, the storms and stuff going on now got me thinking about it. But also, I had a conversation, watched an interview with Nick Freitas and Justin Rhodes. For many of you who know who Justin Rhodes is and Nick Freitas, but Justin Rhodes lives in western North Carolina, in the Appalachian part there, and the floods and everything, the storms from Hurricane Helene did quite a bit of damage on their homestead and. Quite a bit, and as well as their area around them. So it got me thinking about some lessons, that we should look into from that, and what we could learn from what went on. Uh, uh, so okay, I want to share that one up there. It's back on the hack. 17 skunks and somewhere around 10 possums with those solar lights working. That's quiet. There you go. So there you go. That works right there. And yeah, them, that's people don't think about them, but those are just as bad as other animals that can get in and get to your chickens and the eggs and whatnot. Um, so anyway, let's reflect back. This is on disaster preparation and Hurricane Helene's impact on that. Um, in September 24, so not that long ago, folks, Hurricane Helene struck western North Carolina, leaving destruction in its wake. Towns that had never seen major flooding were suddenly underwater. Landslides wiped out roads, and entire communities were cut off from the outside world. It was a harsh reminder that hurricanes don't just impact the coast, and that disaster preparedness is something we all need to take seriously. So today we're going to break down the lessons we've learned from Helene and how we can be better prepared when the next storm comes. Uh, and Luna and Thor, they patrol at night. Very good. um, let's see. No one is immune to disaster. That's the number one lesson. No one is immune. For years, hurricanes were seen as a coastal problem, but Helene changed that for good. Um, Massive flooding in unexpected areas, which we saw the pictures of. Good morning, Chris Thompson. Glad to see you in with us this morning. Uh, there was areas, like I said, that had never had it that were suddenly getting floods. And rivers swelled to historic levels, submerging towns that had never faced this kind of disaster. Landslides causing even more destruction, blocking emergency responders from getting through. Um, we all seen the videos. We all seen the pictures and stuff of, towns just wiped out, whole roads and everything going. Now, one of the other things that happened there was a false sense of security. And I don't know, I can understand their sense of security, but yet at the same time, there it was. Many people assumed they didn't need to prepare because hurricanes don't hit the mountains. And I'm going to go ahead and slide that right there. Yes, it's still going on, and we'll leave that up for a minute. Um, some who lived outside of flood zones were still impacted due to water runoff from higher elevations, and that happened. So, lesson learned: even if you live far from the ocean, hurricanes can still reach you, and you need to be ready for them. Well, that kind of goes. We'll get into tornadoes and stuff as well, but things can go places and really, my key takeaway from that is just because it's never happened doesn't mean that it can't or it won't. Um, so, lesson 2 from that: infrastructure needs to be built for the worst case scenario. Helene showed us just how quickly weak infrastructure can fail. Bridges and roads were wiped out. Major highways collapsed. Many of y'all seen the pictures of I-40. Uh, and, it's always, Jesus is always first here and in everything we do. Uh, Bridges and roads, major highways collapsed, cutting off entire communities. And with the exception of one, Justin Road said that there was one highway that could get in and out of their area. Everything else was cut off. Rescue teams couldn't get in, and people couldn't get out. Power communication failures, widespread power outages lasted for days or even weeks in some areas. Cell towers went down, leaving people without a way to call for help. What needs to change? We've talked about stronger bridges and roads that can withstand severe flooding, more backup power systems for critical infrastructure. And what we learned from this is we can't wait until after a disaster to fix these problems. Sadly, that's often the case, but that we need to be ahead of the game. We need to be looking at these things in our areas. Yeah. Lesson 3: emergency supplies are a necessity, not an option. Many people were caught unprepared because they assumed help would arrive quickly. But after Helene, some towns waited days, weeks for rescue teams. Emergency food and water storage is a necessity. Grocery stores ran out of supplies almost immediately. We've talked about that before. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Good to see you in. Grocery stores ran out of supplies. We've said before, most stores only have 2 to 3 days of supplies, and if there's a run, that'll wipe that out even faster. Flooded roads meant no deliveries could get through. Every household should have, at a bare minimum, 2 weeks worth of food and clean water stored. Most recommendations are higher, but every should have at least 2 weeks worth of food and clean water. Medical supplies can save lives. That's a very important thing. Pharmacies were closed and people ran out of critical medications. Those with medical conditions struggled without access to basic care. A well-stocked first aid kit, which we talked about yesterday about first aid kits, a well-stocked first aid kit and a backup supply of prescription medications should be a part of every emergency plan. So lesson learned: do not assume that help will arrive in time. Prepare to be self-sufficient for at least 2 weeks. I say longer if you can, but at least 2 weeks. Lesson 4, and this one was a surprising one. Communication systems must be reliable. And it's not a surprise to me about communication, just that so many people that are, prepared people miss this one. One of the biggest challenges during Helene was the total breakdown of communication. Cell service was unreliable at best, if you even had it. Many people had no way to contact emergency services because cell towers were down. Family members couldn't check on each other. Good morning, bro. Glad to see you in. Satellite-based internet was a lifeline for some. Those with Starlink or other satellite internet services were able to stay connected. Unlike cable-based internet, which was knocked out by flooding and power failures, satellite internet remained operational. Having a backup satellite connection could mean the difference between getting help and being stranded. Other backup communication options, ham radios and two-way radios, allowed some communities to coordinate rescues. Batter-powered emergency radios kept people informed when all of their systems failed. Now here's the lesson. Do not rely on cell phones alone. Invest in alternative communication methods before disaster strikes. We talked a little bit yesterday about having landline. Those would hardly ever have those anymore, but that's the thing. Satellite-based internets, ham radios, things. That was something that Justin Rhodes talked about in his interview with Nick Freitas, was that that was the one thing they didn't have covered. They had food, they had emergency supplies, they had everything they needed. They were good. They didn't need a lot of things. They had their equipment. They were able to survive fine on food and such. Communication, cell phone, internet. That was what they had. I'm sure they're in the process of fixing that right now. But just goes to show you, even those who are in the preparation business or those who are, homesteaders, those who think ahead, don't always have everything they need. So, communication, that's a key thing to everything. If you don't know what's going on around you, you don't know what's going on in the world, it becomes very difficult. What smoke signals do. Very good one, Scotty. I guess if everybody was on the same page, yeah, worked for years, right? Um, but anyway, the old letters, rock spelling out help, for the sky. I guess I don't know. Anyway, so there you go on the communication. Lesson 5, and this is probably uh, kind of leaving this on a positive note. Strong communities recover faster. One of the most inspiring things about Helene was the way people came together to help each other. Local businesses stepped up. Restaurants and breweries were turned into food distribution centers. Farmers donated fresh produce to shelters. Neighbor helping neighbor. Those with boats and ATVs helped rescue stranded families. Churches and community centers provided emergency housing, still are in some cases. Long term recovery takes time. As we all seen, good one, Scott. Good reply, Robbie. Maybe not during a hurricane. Long term recovery takes time. As we all witnessed, federal aid was slow to arrive. And as Jack pointed with having teams up there, many are still rebuilding. Donations and volunteer work made the biggest difference in the immediate aftermath. So, the lesson learned: strongest communities are the ones that take care of each other before, during, and after a crisis. Now, we've seen that. It's still ongoing, as we've seen Jack posted earlier. They've got a mission team up there working still. There's going to take a long time to restore a lot of that and rebuild a lot of that. Now, this next part of this, you know, order of help. First, take care of your family. Your immediate family. Make sure they're safe, they're secure. Now, this is tornadoes, this is hurricanes, this is flooding, this is snow and ice. I mean, any disaster. This most all of these allow everything we went through on this preparation. It's not exclusive to hurricanes. Anything can be used here. But take care of your family. Make sure your family is secure first. That's your number one priority. Is yourself and your family. Then your neighbors around you, making sure your next door neighbors are people within your, the short range around your home. If it's clearing roads, if it's getting out, making sure they're okay, they have what they need. And then the community at large, or your community around you, like the town you live in, your small immediate community. And then after all of that, then you can perhaps a person can get out and help the larger community, and the larger community begins to come together. So I'm in that order of help: family, neighbors, community, larger community. Um, and it goes to what we've said all along. When stuff hits the fan, those around you, your family, your neighbors, your community, that's who's going to be there to help. Um, so preparing for the next storm. Hurricane Helene was a wake up call. It reminded us that no one is immune to disaster, that our infrastructure isn't as strong as we thought, and that being prepared isn't optional, it's a responsibility. I want to say that again. Being prepared isn't optional, it's a responsibility. How can we be better prepared? As we said, now some of this is above us, but we can sure be screaming for it to happen. Strengthen roads, bridges, and emergency services. Make sure every home has emergency food, water, and medical supplies. Invest in alternative communication methods like satellite internet and ham radios. Here's this thought, and I want to leave this as we go. The next disaster will come. It's not a question of if, but when. And many are going through it right now with the tornadoes and the weather going through. The real question is, will we be ready? So, that's that. Will we be ready? And you know, we spend, those of us that stock food or prepare food, we get things. We need to build checklists. We need to build uh, redundancy in systems. That's what generators are so great for. That's what deep freezes and food storage, cold, different ways of preserving food so that we have food, water, those things so that we can withstand the things of life and perhaps even be better prepared to help others. So take that, lesson, take that, learn from it, and we will move through that. So let's move on to today's quote or tip of the day. And I like this one. This one kind of hit me. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. It's interesting. It was a Native American proverb that I come across, and I just thought that was so relevant to those of us that care about the planet, care about our environment around us, care about the soils, and care about our legacies, things we've been talking about. Let's move into upcoming events. Let's see what we got. I had to kind of update this yesterday. Um, Slide that back there. Y'all got a little white out. There we go. All right, everybody. New Beginnings Homestead Expo, April 12th at Trinity Church in Nowata, Oklahoma. Keith and I will be speaking there at that event. We're going to be talking about our self-reliance scale, as well as we got our friends Dwayne Hall. Let's see, Bridget Nichols, Pharmacy Barn to Table. We've got Stuart and Ashley Klaus from Restoration Farms, as well as Lorraine Shehawk from Bluff Creek Acres. And so there you go. That's Nowata, Oklahoma, April 12th. We invite, if you're in the area, if you're able to make it, come on out. It'll be a good day. Support Chris Reeves and that church there. Um, anyway, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th and 26th, Newton County Fair and Rodeo in Jasper, Arkansas. That is a free event, other than parking for donations for parking. And our good friend Zach Bauer will be speaking there both days. The Homestead Conference, April 25th and 26th, Waco, Texas. Again, that's a great one if you're in the Texas area. The lineup is stellar. It's a first-year event. They really went all out to bring in some of the top names. Homesteading and Outdoor Expo, April 26th, the barn at Oleander, Port St. Lucie, Florida. So something there in our Florida people. The first annual River Valley Homestead Conference and Poultry Show, April 25th and 26th, Sebastian County Fairgrounds, Greenwood, Arkansas. So that one right there in the backyard. I've got to get a little more info on that one and see if it's something that, see if Keith and I will be able to make that one, or at least a day of it anyway, because that is the busiest weekend in the homesteading world and also the YouTube world, apparently, because it is the 10 Killer YouTube Meetup, April 25th through 27th, Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma, Cherokee Landing State Park at the Creek Shelter. You can RSVP to 10 Killer YT Meetup at gmail.com. Just a few weeks later, Mid America YouTube Meetup, May 16th through the 18th, Lake Eufaula State Park, Deep Fork Campground Pavilion. MT Homestead is the host. You can reach them at mthomesteadok at gmail.com. Back up on the 10 Killer one and the 10 Killer YT Meetup at Gmail. They want to RSVP if you're going to be there one day, all days. If you're coming, they want to know. And if you got any questions, you can also email that as well. May 17th, 5th annual Shed Farm Homestead Festival. May 17th, Garland, Kansas. The Homestead Festival, June 6th through the 7th, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. That's on Rory Fick's place. Huge event. And again, the lineup is absolutely amazing. Modern Homesteading Conference, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 27th through the 28th. You can find out more information about that at modernhomesteading.com. But again, that's another huge event over on the western side of the country, and the lineup there is awesome as well. Speaking of awesome lineups, Ozarks Homesteading Expo, Marshville, Missouri, September 5th to the 6th. That's a 2-day event. It's another large event. Speaker lineup is awesome again, as I've been saying, and Keith and I plan to be at that one, and it is going to be another great year. I suspect it's a really great event. And speaking of great events, the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, September 26th and 27th, Southeast Expo Center in McAlester, Oklahoma. That lineup is getting better and better every day. Things are coming together with sponsors. That is going to be, year two is going to be absolutely awesome there. And of course, wrapping out the year for Homesteaders of America Conference, October 10th and 11th in Front Royal, Virginia. That is the granddaddy of them all, the one that got it started. And the lineup there is amazing. There's still tickets on sale for that one. So, if you're in the north, if you're in the eastern side of the country, willing to travel, whatever, that's definitely an event that is worth going to. That is a gathering of homesteading that is unrivaled at this point. Anyway, so there we go. That was our upcoming events. Yes, Keith, that have made me think too when I, going through that and then reading that at the end, that proverb on the quote of the day. But anyway, just thoughts. Hope you all enjoyed that, because that is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show. Morning edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit the like button, give us the old thumbs up, and anyway, subscribe. Hit the share button. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Just saw some of that lightning striking in the background that lit up the front door here. Anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Ooh, just heard the rumble of the thunder. Yep. Good food starts with great people, just like you. And remember, we are hashtag stronger together, just like you're seeing in the chat there. Be a blessing to someone. Everybody stay safe, especially with this weather that's moving through. Take some of today's, some of these lessons from Hurricane Helene. Maybe put them to work. Maybe go through and take an assessment of your preparedness for things. Make a checklist. Check it twice, and make sure that you're better prepared during emergency situations for you and your family, as well as those around you. It'll be an investment that you will never regret. But anyway, as I said, be a blessing to someone today. Jack, you hope you have a safe trip, and that your doctor's visit goes well. Whatever's the need there is taken care of. And again, continue to pray for you and your family. It's going through the loss of Rod and Corey, and how she's dealing in the family. So thoughts and prayers are definitely with you today, brother. Anyway, folks, we'll see you all on the other side. Hope you all have a great, wonderful day, and we're going to get on out of here. I got to go to work. So we're going to hand it to Hank.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.